I want to go over formatting cells in a spreadsheet, but doing it automatically. So formatting a cell in a spreadsheet is just like formatting something in a document. I've got 3 headings here. I've rolled 2 dice and I've added them up, and this is just using some equations. So every time I edit this spreadsheet, you'll see the numbers change, and it's adding them up to get the sum of the 2 dice. Maybe we're playing some sort of gambling game or something like that. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to keep track of any time it comes up a 7, or maybe it's snake eyes. And I've got a snake eyes on the screen right here. I've got a 1 and a 1, and snake eyes, obviously it adds up to 2. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to highlight any time it's snake eyes. Snake eyes is bad. Let's say snake eyes is bad, so I'm going to say it's going to be red, and I might even fill it in with, let's make it really noticeable. Oh, that is really awful. That is really bad. There, okay, we'll go with something like this. So snake eyes is bad. We're going to highlight snake eyes, and let's highlight all the 7s. 7s in this game that I'm playing is good. So let's make the background something more of a light. Sorry, I meant to make the background a light gray, and let's make the foreground a green or something like that. So 7, we're just going to highlight. Honestly, the colors don't matter for what I'm doing right here. And, you know, how many rolls did I do? Well, in fact, I went to the bottom of the spreadsheet. So I'm at row 1000 here. And if I take away the header and the fact that I've got a blank line, so I've got like 998 rolls or something like that, I'm not going to want to go through and highlight all the snake eyes and all of the 7s. There's another snake eyes there. I could copy the formatting. As a matter of fact, that's another thing. Let's talk about that. I can highlight a cell. I can copy it with the paint formatter, and I can go down to the other snake eyes, and when I click it, copy. Uh-oh, what just happened? Well, I modified my spreadsheet using a tool that copied the formatting, and it caused my spreadsheet to reevaluate. And look at this. I'm using formulas for my random and my sums, and now the formatting doesn't match. I've got, this was supposed to be snake eyes. It's not snake eyes anymore. And do I have a snake eyes down here somewhere? I've got a 7, a couple 7s. There's 2 snake eyes in a row, so now I got to go and fix those again. Well, formatting, by the way, is really important, and highlighting cells so that they're easier to see, especially headings and centering and stuff like that. Let's make sure that we understand that we can do that and change the font. And the assumption here is you're capable of clicking on some buttons to figure out what they do. But because this spreadsheet changes all the time, and I do want to highlight snake eyes and 7s, let's talk about conditional formatting. So what you can do is in your heading over here where it says format, down near the bottom says conditional formatting. When you click on that, you get a new menu. And this exists in every spreadsheet program I've ever seen. I just happen to be working in Google Sheets right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that whole column. I just clicked on C just to highlight the whole column rather than highlighting the cells. That I'm kind of lazy. That takes too long. What I want to do is I want to highlight that if it's snake eyes. So I would like to change the rule. And the rule for me is if it's equal to. And you can do all sorts of stuff. Less than, greater than, in between. All of this is at your fingertips, including custom formulas. And I'm not going to do a video on every single one of these things because the assumption is you can click on things and figure out what they do. Not to mention that Google exists. So I want to say is equal to, and if it sums to 2, what do I want to do? Well, if it sums to 2, snake eyes is bad. So let's fill that in with some sort of red. We'll make the colors actually make sense this time. All right, well, if it's equal to 2, let's fill it in with red. And so I'll scroll down here, and I've got some snake eyes. Look at that. It's already a 2, 2, 2. And because every single time I modify my spreadsheet, it recreates or reevaluates the contents of my spreadsheet every single time, that conditional formatting is going to be modified as well. Let me just, oh, look, I've got some snake eyes. And they highlighted right away for me because of my highlighting rule. Now, I also said I wanted to highlight the 7s. So let's add another rule. And instead of is just not empty, let's say is equal to 7. And of course, I could say greater than 7 or anything like that. And let's just go with the default green. So now I've got 2 rules. They both exist for those cells. And now every single time my spreadsheet is going to update itself, those are going to be highlighted for me so that I can see them automatically. It's a really, really, really great tool. Conditional formatting is fantastic. One last thing I want to talk about is the if function, kind of another conditional statement. And I want to keep track of my snake eyes maybe. So maybe I'll have a column here and say, is it snake eyes, question mark? And, you know, again, you can bold it and you can center it and all that fun stuff. Well, let's keep track if this is 2. So I could say equals, which is how you enter in a formula, if. Now the if statement takes a logical expression. If something is equal to something, or something is less than something, or whatever, and then you can do something if that's true or if it's false. So I want to say if this cell is actually equal to the number 2, I want to scream, snake eyes. Snake eyes. And if it's not, then maybe I'll just say no. Nope, it's not snake eyes. And then I get, because I'm using Google Sheets, it wants to know if I want to autofill this. I'm not going to autofill it just right now. So no, 5 is not snake eyes, 8 is not snake eyes. And every single time we roll through here, we're not getting any snake eyes yet. And it doesn't look like we're going to anytime soon. So I can copy this down just to cover a few more cells. And let's, refresh what we see. Oh, look, snake eyes. Snake eyes! Directly in front of my face, I can see it. Now, as a matter of fact, I don't have to have it say no. I can have it be an empty string so that it won't say anything if it's not snake eyes. And we can just go through this just to get a couple more iterations. Snake eyes. I probably should have done 7 because 7's a lot more likely. Oh, there we go. Snake eyes. Now, I didn't get a snake eyes here because I didn't copy the formula down, and I would have had to have that copied down. But now that I copy it down, it's going to change everything. So the if statement and conditional formatting, really powerful tools in a spreadsheet, especially for highlighting things or for counting things, which counting things is going to be the next thing I talk about.